Breaking the Silence is a podcast that dives into the intricate and often challenging topics of grief and loss within relationships. Through insightful discussions, the podcast aims to explore how pain can be transformed into purpose, leading to healing and growth. By addressing themes such as inner child work and the journey towards feeling alive once more, this podcast offers a beacon of hope for those navigating difficult emotions. Ultimately, Breaking the Silence aims to guide listeners towards moving forward and embracing all the blessings that life has in store as they embark on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual fulfillment. I'm your guide through this journey, Renee Wallace, and I invite you to join me as we break the silence surrounding grief and loss, transforming pain into purpose and finding hope in the healing power of storytelling. Welcome to Breaking the Silence. I'm Renee.
And I'm Kelli with an I.
And we are so excited to be here with you. Go ahead and grab something to drink, a cup of coffee, whatever, get cozy, and let's just chat together. So, Kelli, I guess let's just sort of catch up for a little bit. How has your week been? Anything exciting you want to share? Anything like that? Or
Well, I was just thinking about this. When I intro, I'm Kelli with an I got that from my brother-in-law. If I haven't already said this, he said I needed a little I don't know. I don't even know the word he used. But anyway, so if you don't see me in video, when I say I'm Kelli with an I, I'm not a cyclops. I had two eyes. I want to clarify that. People are probably like, oh,
is this the reason why we need to go back to doing videos so they know you have two eyes?
That poor girl.
Oh my goodness. The struggle.
Oh, better to see you with.
I do have to say before we go any further, so we had, actually there's a couple different episodes recorded, and I'm sure I will air those at some point, but sometimes you just decide to change things up, and I almost even thought about sharing, because I went to lunch one time, I think it was over the summer, with a friend, and I was just sharing with her some things that were going on in my life, some struggles, and she had no idea, and she was like, wow, that says so much about how, and I'm not saying this to toot my horn, that's not the point of it, but she's like, that says so much about you, that you are still so focused on God and positive and all those things when you have so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
She said, because here I'm thinking, well, it's easy for you to be so God's amazing, or, God's so good, or whatever, be positive, because she was thinking everything's great for you. You've got
Right.
businesses and your life's just amazing now. Yeah, you've walked through some really hard things, but now everything's really, really good for you.
Right.
And so then when she found out what was going on, she was like, I had no idea. And she's like, that just shows what kind of woman you really are. And so anyways, I'm sharing that not for that purpose, but more even for the importance of why I think it is so, I don't think all our stuff needs to be out there, obviously. There's a level of, yes, we have our own private lives and not everybody in the world needs to know it. But there's also the part of that being real with people so that they can see we can still choose joy even in the midst of it. And there are also times that we can say, I'm really, really tired.
Right.
And I just feel like tapping out,
Right.
And I think, it's important to have that. But anyways, I don't know. Maybe we'll talk more about that as we're talking today. Maybe we won't. We'll see. We'll just see. So anyways, do you have anything you want to share about this week?
Well, just to piggyback on that real quick, I kind of thought the same thing. I mean, because I am your best friend. I think I know you pretty well. And I know right now you're going through a season. And even for today, you were like, yeah, the show must go on. And it's going to be, let's just do a lighthearted, podcast today. And I was like, okay, I mean, because again, I know who you are, but again, you're human. And I thought you might just be like, let's just take a break. Let's just, and you're like, no, let's do a funny one. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Gosh, okay, well, I guess we are going to go with this then because you even just saying that, like, I know somebody needs to hear this then. And there might be crying in there. But um like even going in all the stuff we've been talking about here lately, um like I was sitting on the swing today cuz there's just been some stuff and um there was very much the part of me, the part that wanted to like tap out. Like I could see messages coming up on my phone. Even you were one of them. Even like, hey, if you want to talk, I'm on my lunch. Like, and
Mhm.
like literally, I think I told you I was okay, I'm good or whatever. But I wanted to be like, nah, not even talking about it.
Right.
But like texts coming up, like feeling myself wanting to completely shut down. And I feel like this is important to talk about because this is real time
Hmm.
of like what we were talking about even last week of like deactivating strategies, right?
Hmm.
And like me looking at my phone, like wanting to completely check out and shut down, like, no, I don't want to work. No, I don't want to answer work messages or whatever. Um, and just thinking, like, I'm very overwhelmed. And I was, I told you, like, I'm just tapped out, just
Yeah.
tapped out.
Yeah.
And I think that people need to hear that because, especially moms
Hmm.
that are maybe going through something really hard,
Hmm.
um, whether you're a single mom or not, whether it's your kids, whatever it is, whether it's, I don't know, work, whatever, um, to know that somebody sees you and gets it. And here is also my part of like sharing this too, of like the healing part that I could acknowledge what I was doing in that moment. Like, probably a few years ago, I would have had no idea, like, you're shutting down right now, Renee.
Right.
Like, I could literally sit there and like think this through, like, you're
Mhm.
shutting down, you're going up into freeze response, right? Like, not wanting to do anything. That's where my nervous system was at, like,
Right.
up there, like, okay, just not do anything, not like messaging, not working, nothing.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and I could even in that moment be like, you need to go walking right now. Like
Mhm.
you need to just start processing this through your body.
Yeah.
And so that is what I did. And yeah, so I guess just saying like, just because we don't always put everything out there, don't I wouldn't assume people's lives are perfect. My life is far from perfect.
Mhm.
And yet we can still, yes, like choose joy. And there's still the really hard days where you don't even feel like you're like,
Yeah.
not even that I'm saying I wouldn't choose joy. That's not it. I know God is still good in the midst of all the hard.
Right.
Um, I know God is faithful in it all. But yeah, there's days. And so I think days that I would say that I feel like I'm really tired
Hmm. Yeah.
and feel like I just want to tap out. And so I say that to say to other moms, or even if it's not a mom and you're struggling, like, I see you and I get it. And there will be hard moments,
Hmm.
but they will pass too, right? Like, it won't.
Yeah. The old biblical term.
This too shall pass. Let me pull out my Bible right now and look for that scripture so I can tell you the exact passage.
Well,
All right.
and,
That was
and
so much for not being deep.
yeah.
But I guess if that's where we were supposed to go with it today, that's where we were supposed to go.
No, and you're right because like you do see and it's not your persona because I think you are very honest a lot of times, but like you say, you just kind of want to be lighthearted too, but there you've got some heavy stuff going on right now, the world is heavy right now. There's been a lot of heavy stuff that has happened and there's been a lot of division and there's been a lot of unity and in that, like, I even have to just keep having faith in God because it just makes me really miss my kids. Like, I'm just like, I just want them home, like you feel like if they're home, I can protect them and,
Right.
I miss them anyway, and then I just have to go, God is bigger than all of this. And I mean, like it's one of those things where like you let it go, you snatch it back. You let it go, you snatch it back. I'm just like, I just can't live like that. And so, but yeah, you are authentically having some hard times. And again, there's just a lot of things. There's just a lot of stuff going on right now too. And
I think there is for sure. And actually even touching on that, and like this isn't coincident that like this is such a spur of the moment, like changing the episodes, like, because I mean, this will like anyways, this is just such a spur of the moment instead of the ones that were planned to go out. But it's not by surprise either. Like thinking, yeah, you're right. Just the struggles of everything going on with last week was such a heavy week with what happened and all that. And, other things like these aren't like major things, but, just getting ready to have surgery and all that, just stuff. What happened last week, gosh, like at first there was a moment that I was like, I just cannot even barely get on social media right now. This is just a lot, heavy, like everybody's opinions but, oh my gosh, like was it last night? I think it was on or day before yesterday. Anyway, I don't know. So beautiful. So many people saying they are going to church for the first time ever because of what happened last week.
Right.
Like some people saying it had been 15 years since they had stepped foot in a church. Other people saying it was the first time. I reposted on TikTok someone that he was like, I don't even believe in God. And yet every time I would hear Charlie Kirk talk about God and all that, he said, I could not help but start breaking down crying. And he said, he was like, what on earth is going on? Like, I personally don't normally cry.
Right.
I don't even believe in God. And people are telling me like, God is trying to speak to you. So the guy goes out and buys a Bible and he's like, so here I am. I know, like, I've heard like, I don't even know if I have the right version or whatever. And I heard like sometimes it can be hard to understand. So me and Chat GPT are going to be best friends. Yeah. So like, I think, and I love even what his wife said about if you thought his mission was too big then, you have no idea what you have started. Like, I feel like I do truly believe like there is a revival getting ready to start. Like,
I agree.
I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing on TikTok and everything, and all the people that are coming to church, coming back to church, just even this past Sunday since this happened. And I think about what his wife said about like, even what'd she say? This widow's cries you'll hear around the world like a battle cry,
Battle cry. Yeah.
I'm just like, yes. Like I feel like number one, it has woke up the Christians. Another one that I shared or reposted where they talk about this isn't about Democrats or Republicans. This is about God's people. Right. And I think this has woke up God's people. And that's what it said. It has woke up God's people. Yeah. And that in people that are like, it's calling them to seek Jesus, So anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I think that is a beautiful thing. Yeah. Yeah.
So we sort of jumped ahead and like sort of just jumped right into that. So I guess I'll go backwards. And besides the fact of last week being sort of a heavy week, is there anything that you want to share about last week? Anything good that happened or just anything in general or not really? Or?
Last week was like, it seemed like the longest week ever. Like I took vacation day on Monday, which I was sick. So I didn't do anything with that day. Tuesday, I went homesick from work. And, when you're sick like that, you just feel like you are like lose touch with reality. You're just like, and then the electric went out at work. So that was a lot of fun. But the week just seemed so long. And then, but this weekend was really good. So, me and my coworkers, we all got together and it's like the 50 and over club. So, and it's kind of funny because, we work with so many different like age groups within our department stuff. We're now like the mothers, to these young kids. And a lot of times we do a lot of stuff together, but what do we call ourselves? The queen bees.
The queen bee.
So we all went out Friday and that was really nice. And, Saturday, my stepdad's family had a hog roast, so we went to that. That was good. Got to see my sisters. I haven't seen them in a long time, so that was good. And then Sunday, just for the moment, we decided to take a trip to Oxford to see Sophia, which was a lot of fun.
I know, you're so funny. Like when I texted you, like, "Hey, what are you doing?" or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, we decided we're gonna take off and go see Sophia." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like,
What's 5 hours in a
there's no
day?
chance of Sophia really missing you guys, because I feel like every weekend you're like, going to see Sophia. She's been gone, what, 2 weeks now, or
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
fun. I love that.
yeah.
I got to tell you, so I was just watching this podcast, and she was talking about how the mama like built a nest like right outside their door, basically. And she was like, wow, like that's sort of brave where you put it, even like, because it was like so easy for them to see it, and like the dog and stuff. And she was like, okay, Mom, if you think that's best to put the nest there.
Right.
And anyway, so she said she just was like watching as these birds are like taking care of the eggs. Like the mama, you know, stays on the eggs and stays with them all the time to keep them warm. The dad flies off to get the worm to bring it back. And, you know, then they hatch, and the mom, you know, chews up the worm and whatever to feed them, all the stuff. And so she's just like enjoying, like loving every minute of like watching this whole thing, you know, transpire. And, you know, then they get to the point that they can fly.
Yeah.
And so she was asking, like, okay, so what happens, like once they fly out of the nest and stuff, like what happens, like where do they like reconvene at or whatever? Where do they reconnect? And people were told her, like, they don't.
Right.
They just fly the nest. That's where empty nest came from.
Yeah.
And she said she was just like shook, like, what? That's it? Like they did all that work for them to just fly the nest and not like reconnect, and like that's where empty nest was. So she was like a mess already, thinking about like even with her kids, like that's it? Like are they just gonna forget about me? And so it was so funny. And
it's kind of wild.
What?
That is kind of wild.
It is.
Yeah, you're just like, okay.
It really was sort of like an epiphany for me too. Like, oh, that's what empty nest syndrome came from. You know, the nest is empty, literally. I mean, I guess in a way I sort of knew, but not really. Like, and not even really, I guess, realizing like, once they fly out of the nest, they just go off and do their thing in the world, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess I didn't know that, like, they never, like, I mean, empty nest, you know, they're not in there anymore and stuff. But yeah, I guess I never knew that was like, all right, peace. See.
And it's so funny because, like, so who's doing the podcast? It's her and her brother, which I think is so fun anyways. And so he's like, okay, so who was more distraught that day when they flew off? The mama bird, or you? And she's like, me, for sure. Like I was just sobbing.
Oh my gosh. It's hard.
Yes. And then she starts reading this book to her brother. And you know the book, Love You Forever. Oh my gosh. And that book is a heart wrencher. She said like she was never able to read it to her kids. Like, but you know, it says, love you forever, like you for always.
Yeah.
As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be.
Yeah.
And that one is like, that is a tearjerker, because it goes through all the seasons of the kid growing up and the mom's still saying that. And then at the end, it's the role has reversed. And then it's the son rocking the mom and holding her. Yeah. And saying, love you forever, like you for always, as long as I'm living. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry over it. My mom, you'll be. And that's what's even funnier, because she was trying to read it to her brother, and she literally could not even get, all that she could get out was love you forever. She could not even get the like you for all. He was like, are you kidding me? It was the second sentence and you're crying. And so anyways, it was so funny. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that funny? You and I talked about this too, just like that. Like I will feel so strong about, like I'll feel like I'm strong minded at the time. And as soon as I like that word like just squeaks out, like I just want to cry. And I'm like, how did the emotion get so strong? Because I feel like it wasn't there. Or like even sometimes like I'll try to read something to Tom or read a devotion, and I would just be like, I mean, it is just like that feeling of emotion is so strong. And I'm like, I just want to read it. I just want to get through it. Like, where did this, it's like crazy.
And I think it's good, like, even just thinking about you just saying, like, the show must go on. And, I'm glad that we're going to do this one for tomorrow. I very easily could have done, like, other ones that we already have recorded that were supposed to be for tomorrow. But I think it's good for people to see the hard, real, like, raw, messy part. And to see that we can still laugh and have fun too. Because sometimes, literally, when life is like messy and hard, like sometimes I will literally tell people, like, if I don't laugh, I'll cry. Right? Like, so I think that we have to have that mix of it, and it's okay. And so, like, this episode for sure is just going to be like, I guess maybe just a little hodgepodge of like the raw of like, life isn't always perfect and easy. But we still can like laugh and have fun and stuff. Like you and I were even talking about like childhood stories. And the one that I was thinking about, and you can share it if you want, but I was thinking about I don't know what made me think about it the other day. Like when we used to sneak out and like sneak out of your mom's house.
You snuck out.
Oh, that's right. You stayed in bed because you would never disobey your parents, right? I don't know what you're doing, Renee, but I'm staying right here where my mommy told me to stay. My mom told me never to go out of the house and meet up with boys at night.
That's right. That's my story.
And I'm sticking to it. Oh my gosh.
And I always felt like I was, I feared my mom. I feared my mom like God. I mean, and she would always find stuff out anyway. So, so I'm really surprised. Well, I always blamed you. You made me do it.
I don't know how your mom let you keep hanging out with me, honestly.
Actually, my childhood probably wouldn't have been nearly as exciting had I not been best friends with you, because I probably wouldn't have done any of that stuff. I mean, I was
the rule breaker, the rebel.
But I mean, I think about that, I think about some of the things that we did, and I mean, I don't know, I guess my son could tell me, in years to come, things that he did. I don't think that he did, but I think about the ages that we did that kind of stuff, and I was like, I would be mortified. I would have killed him if I would have known some of the things that he did like that during that time. Like even from Kathy's. Do you remember when we left Kathy's? Do you remember when we took the cab?
Where did we take the cab to? Was that when we went to Upper Arlington?
Yes.
We were quite resourceful too, weren't we?
Yeah, I don't even know how we had the money.
Yeah. And what would even make us like, gosh, how old were we? Like 13?
12 and 13.
How would we even think? Let's call a cab. Let's pay for a cab to go to Upper Arlington.
Yeah. I feel like I can't remember if I think we only did it the one time, but I feel like when we came back, like we didn't have enough money, and I think you were going to go to the house to get it. I think the guy probably thought we were going to try to steal it or something. Do you remember that? And like one of us had to stay there. Oh my gosh, that was crazy, because I just kept thinking, if my mom would have called Kathy's and like wanted to come pick me up or something, and if I wasn't there, I could almost still see us going out there, and it was late. It was late.
Yes.
On Norton Road, just probably got on 670 or whatever, and took us right over to, were we taking 670? I don't know.
Well, I don't know if 670 was there then.
You're right. Yeah. And
do you know what? First of all, that is sort of mind-blowing to sit and think about, right?
Yeah.
Like that is like me thinking about my youngest right now.
Yeah.
And him going and doing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like a couple things there. First, we were super brave and crazy. And I don't know why your mom lets you keep hanging out with me. I really don't. Like, I need to ask your mom that sometime. I was a bad influence.
Well, I don't think I don't think she knew about that. I don't think
She
did
definitely knew about other things, though, I think. And she would find out or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I would get in trouble um, but that, and then I think I would just flip a lid if my youngest did that right now. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, I would be so shocked, first of all.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, maybe that helps put things into perspective too, to think about some of the things I did.
Yeah. And you think about like what could have happened to us. I mean, two girls. I mean, it was like late into the night for sure.
Yes.
And then yeah, I think about when we snuck out. So let's see, we probably would have been, so my mom was pregnant with my little sister, and I think yeah, we were 12 or 13 then too, because I think I was just turned 14 when she was born, I think. But she was pregnant with my sister, and remember we snuck out, and I can't remember if I remember we came back around the corner, and I don't think we could remember if we had let the dog out or the dog was out. Remember, as I was trying to get in the back door, I think our dog was at the fence, and you were trying to like pet her, and so she wouldn't bark or anything like that. And I think there was a light on in the living room too. So we came around and we were like, oh my gosh. I mean, because my mom's pregnant. So anytime she would have got it during the night, maybe had to go to the bathroom, just check on us. And oh gosh, that was so scary.
I remember that we came home and there was a light on at night. So they must not have been up because we got back in the house, right?
Yeah.
Well, obviously we got back in the house. So I think we'd know if we got in trouble. And obviously we're still here. So,
Yeah,
but it's so funny too. It makes me think like, when my sisters, we met just not too long ago. My sister from Arizona was home and we met for dinner before she went back. And she was like, she asked me why I did something when I was younger.
Can you be more specific?
Huh?
Can you be more specific?
I don't know if I want to be. I'm like, do I want to share this? Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I want to share it. Anyways, she asked me why, and my other sister was like, it was a boy. It always involves a boy. like any bad decision. Just think going to Upper Arlington involved a boy.
It was that same boy. Well, not the one you were talking about. At my house, even sneaking out.
Yes.
It was that boy, and then the Upper Arlington boy. Same guy.
That is exactly what I was thinking as you started talking about Upper Arlington, because I was thinking about when we would sneak out at your house. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was the same boy. See, there are just certain people that are a bad influence. So, like, I was the bad influence. He was a bad influence.
Well, I think about that when we went to his place, because he wasn't much older. So he wasn't living by himself. Did we go to his parents' house?
It was his aunt's house.
Was she like not home or something?
I'm guessing not, unless he snuck us in his house or something. I don't know.
Oh, that reminded me too when you said sneak somebody in your house. I got all these stories of your.
Oh my! Hey, let's not just focus on Renee's story. What one's this one? That you're talking about sneaking somebody? Should you say?
Probably not.
Okay. There's definitely some crazy stuff for sure.
Let's see.
Gosh.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I mean, like, I think our parents, I think each generation does stuff that they're kind of like onto the kids about, or they know what they did. Like for myself, like I think back to like how early I underage drank, and I didn't think it was a big deal. I mean, thank God it didn't become an issue for me. Like I didn't become like an alcoholic or something,
right?
At a young age or whatever,
right?
But again, I mean, my son may have. I mean, my stepkids may have. To my knowledge, I don't think they have. But I think back to how young we were at times, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Like the insanity of it. And in some ways, I think that is what made me parent so differently. Because like, even if you think about that, I guess I don't mind sharing this. Do you remember like, I'm always like, let me rethink. Do I want to share this? Why are they all my stories? Um, do you remember Kathy buying me a bottle of schnapps for my 13th birthday?
Yes.
Like who? Okay, that sounds very judgmental, but I was getting ready to say, who does that? Like, there is no way I would buy my youngest.
Yeah. And like, and I would have only been 12.
Yeah.
I didn't turn 13 till January.
Yeah.
We're like, man, Kathy, she's the coolest.
She is the coolest ever.
Gee, I don't know what to get Renee for her birthday. I don't know. A new sweater. How about a bottle of schnapps? Sounds great.
Sounds great for a 13-year-old going into her teen years. Let's get her started off right. So I do believe, and actually I was just talking to someone about that, like so much of that very much shaped my parenting of like, no,
Yeah.
I absolutely will not be parenting like that.
Yeah.
And because I think that you think, like that seemed really cool back then, but then once I became older, I'm like, how much could you really care about me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I didn't need a friend. I needed a parent, right?
Right. Yeah.
So,
Well, even with that, so I guess that just goes to show as good a parent as you are. Again, like, I mean, some people might be like, oh my gosh, like they might think that that's terrible, underage drinks, sneak out of the house, things like that. I mean, those are things that you're not supposed to do. But I think the grand scheme of things, I think we were pretty good kids. And that, my mom was super strict. So even if you're like, oh, I'm the most strict parent, I have guidelines, I have whatever. And I think I walked the line pretty good. I think I knew what I should and shouldn't do. Although even at that, because I know my mom would have probably killed me. But so I guess it just goes to show that I feel like she was pretty on to a lot of things that I did, and as strict as she was, and the fundamentals that she gave me and stuff like that. So, I mean, you just never know. Kids are still going to do what they're going to do, and
for sure. Like, and I think, well, I am for sure. I have no problem saying it. I am a very strict parent. And yeah, but kids are still going to do what they want to do. And I think there's always the piece of like, really, it honestly just comes down to a heart issue. Like, I mean, if we just naturally have a rebellious heart that we're going to do what we want to do, then it really doesn't matter. I mean, hopefully you've still, instilled the fundamentals, the important things, the values, like all those things that they still have that to hold on to. To come back to in the end. But yeah, I mean, it's a heart issue. You either, I mean, it's the same thing with God, right? It is always a heart issue. Do we want to surrender and be obedient to God and what he has for us? Or do we want to be rebellious and I want my way, God, and I want to do the things I want to do. So I'm going to go this way. It's the same thing, whether it's God or us, our earthly parents,
Right.
So anyways, but yeah, I mean, for sure, like, of course, like, and I think even thinking about your mom, like, because I did often wonder that, like, why she really did let me let you hang out with me, because I for sure got caught in some things and got in trouble. And, but I think maybe, I don't know, I guess I would have to ask your mom, but like, maybe your mom knew, like, sometimes you just know, like you said, like, we were still good kids deep down, like, we really were. And we turned out good,
Right.
I mean, I definitely have had my moments along the way, but I mean, I see, like, of course, God always working that. But yeah, we definitely had some funny stories. You know what else I was thinking about when you were talking about going to Burlington? Like, even as walking to, did we go and buy cookie dough? Like we walked.
Oh, I think I did get in trouble for that.
We did. Yes, we got caught. And I think your mom came and got you and made you come home.
Yeah, it was brownie mix and cookies, I think. Yeah, because I think she told me not to leave the house. I don't know how she found out. Again, she found out about so many things. So I'm surprised there's some things that she didn't find out about in real time. But yeah, I did get in trouble for that one.
Yeah, I remember that. We got caught. Maybe she called and we weren't home or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
and you had to go home.
Yeah. And that's so funny that just reflecting on these stories, because again, I feared her. I listened to her. I felt like I was very obedient. But I do remember she was like, do not, you're going to Kathy's or whatever. You do not leave that house. And we're like, I think, where did she live at? A different place because it was by a pool. It wasn't Shannonway. She didn't live in Shannonway, did she?
She did before, but
Oh, I think that's where we took the cab from.
I think it was when she lived off Norton Road in the.
Yeah, that was Norton Road.
And remember, like, because then if you like walked up some, like Moore's ice cream was there on the corner, not like super far, like that for sure would have been walking distance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we walked to Cardinal, didn't we? I mean, we would have had to have, which was like, I mean, not super,
Yeah, that was
still.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't terrible.
What was the one apartment she lived at though? It was by a pool. I feel like there was like a pool like in the middle or something. Because didn't somebody like jump the fence and go swimming or something?
Oh, that was Shannonway.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah, and there was a lifeguard. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
There was a lifeguard that worked there. She was so cute. And he liked me and I liked him. Ended up finding out he had a girlfriend. And I'm like, you're an idiot.
Right.
You just totally killed the vibe.
Yeah, that's still the vibe every time.
That just does it, you know? Something about sharing people, I don't know.
Oh
my gosh, that's funny stuff.
Yeah, what are some of the things that we did? Yeah, I think for the most part we were pretty good kids, but that was some fun stuff. Yeah.
So you were with us, right? When we jumped the fence and went swimming. You weren't there then. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there was a group of kids. That I think there's moments like, although like this is all like fun and telling all the funny stories, like there was moments that God really had his hand over my life. And like I just, he had a plan for my life all along. And there was a group of kids that I was started running around over there with. And, I could have made some really bad choices because those kids were. And one of them, I feel like just cared about me enough as a friend that he was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. Like, because I was wanting to start to mess around with the stuff that like they were doing. And it was like, you're not. Like I think he's seen in me like, you're better than this,
Right.
And like God's hand just over my life there that like it could have went totally different,
Yeah.
And, him being like, nope, you're not. And me being like, okay. If you say so, I guess I'm not.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you see even back to like, why did my mom let me hang around you and stuff? And I think just because at the root, the soul of who you are, I mean, you still today are like my mom's daughter. Because I was just thinking about this because I was like, when I was in flags and stuff, you would come spend the night with me and you wouldn't be like a friend that would be like, well, you can't come over because I got to get up really early and go to flags or whatever. And you would just sleep in. I would go to flags. I'd come back. You were just a family member, and it wasn't weird or odd or like, why am I, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, I mean, even now with your mom, like, I feel like, yeah, she just feels like a mom to me, I mean, think about that. Even with your sister's first birthday party, like, I was there. Here we go. Here's one of your stories.
Hey, I had a competition to go to.
Oh, we see the competition was more important than your sister's first birthday.
Yeah, thanks for standing in for me.
I'll be the fill-in.
Which is insane to think. So like we can put like an actual number on how long we've been friends because my little sister will be 41 in October.
Which is mind-blowing.
It's completely mind-blowing. And we were friends 3 or 4 years even before that. Maybe
probably
2 years. Yeah.
Gosh, that's crazy.
I know, because we're only 27.
Exactly. How did she get older than us?
That's what my mom would always say. She's 29 and holding. And I was like, once I surpassed that, I was like, you can't be 29 anymore.
You can't use that story anymore.
No.
Well, then she just becomes your sister.
And then she becomes my daughter.
that really is so crazy to think of her being, not that's old, but I'm just saying to be that old.
Yeah.
And that I've known her, I mean, her entire life, and that you and I were friends even before that.
I know. It's wild. Yeah.
It is.
My feed and stuff, there's so many, like, there's a lot of heavy stories and stuff and things like that. And for some reason, art videos started coming across my feed. And so last night I get home and I was just exhausted. I didn't want to do anything. So I didn't take off my work clothes. I'm just up on the couch. Tom's watching TV. I'm on my phone. We're having some snacks. And this video was of this quote unquote Karen yelling at these kind of like, I don't know, 20-something-year-old guys skateboarding. And so the guy videotaping, they're like, shut up, Karen, and all this stuff. And the one guy who she's yelling at, you would have to see the video. I think it is hilarious. He gets like on a ramp, and somehow the way he ramps, like his butt is like facing towards her as he ramps up, he like farts. And just like the wind of him going by, like kind of blows her hair. She is mortified. And you can tell his friend is even taken off guard. Like he did not even know that he was going to do that. I don't know why. I think farts are funny. I know some people think they're disgusting. There's one video too, and it's so funny. This guy's like, this is how my wife thinks I should fart. He runs out of the house. He gets in his truck. He drives down the road. He gets in a boat to the middle of a lake, But I think these videos, and I'm sure some of them are staged, or it's not really a fart. It's like a, like a machine,
right,
like a fart noise thing or whatever. But just hilarious. I was laughing. It felt so, I love to laugh anyway, and it just felt so good to laugh. I was laying down, started like watching and laying down. I had to sit up because I was like choking, laughing so hard, tears just streaming on my face. I think Tom was like, can you take your farts in the room? Anyway,
take your fart videos somewhere else. So when he on the skateboard, he didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident.
No, he did. He meant to fart.
Okay.
The friend that was videotaping, I don't think that's what he thought he was going to do.
Okay, gotcha.
She's still standing there like videotaping and yelling, and the guys, the friends videotaping her, yelling at them. And so he just kind of gets on this ramp and like ramps beside farts. Like I was even like pausing it mid-air. Like, anyway.
Oh my God.
I thought I'd share that because I thought it was completely hysterical.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So we'll end this episode, this podcast episode on farting. So there you go. So when life is hard and sometimes messy and you're going through stuff, just go watch some fart videos.
I know, right?
And all will be well with the world again. Oh my goodness. Well, I will say, like, even just wrapping this up, really sort of that, like exactly that, like even sometimes as moms, as dads, whatever, like life can be hard and it can be challenging. And there are moments that it can feel very, very exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I think what I would say in all of that is, I see you. I get it. It is not an easy road to walk as a parent always, especially if you are a single parent too. There's so many other challenges that come with that. But yeah, just to know that we see you and we get it. And I have so much love for anybody walking through it. There's people I can even think of now that I know even their struggles. And yeah, I get it. But also saying like, have fun, laugh. Like sometimes we just got to take a step away from it all. Literally just laugh just like that.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to share or no?
No, I just pictured us just closing this episode with a fart.
Okay, that is not happening.
I was just going to say that is not going to happen. But anyway, sorry.
That is not how we're going to sign off today.
Okay. That's fair.
That's a little too personal. I don't get that vulnerable.
That's where I draw the line.
That's right. There is
oh
my
God.
line in the sand right there.
And fogging up my glasses.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty. So, anyways, yes. Life can be challenging and messy, and we can still laugh and have fun, and this too shall pass. And we send you off with so much love, and we look forward to talking with you next time.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking the Silence. As we conclude our time together, let us carry forward the stories we've heard, the emotions we've shared, and the connections we've forged. Remember, the journey through grief and loss is not one we walk alone. In the silence, we find solidarity. In our shared experiences, we find strength. And in our vulnerability, we find resilience. If you or someone you know is navigating the complexities of grief, know that there is support available. Reach out, lean on your community, and remember that healing is not linear. It's a journey, and you are not alone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for being a part of this community. Until next time, may you find peace in the spaces between the silence. Please be sure to subscribe below and leave us a review. If you'd like to connect further, you can find me on Instagram at Coaching with Renee.